Today we're going to teach you about track and field,
Benefits of doing track.
the history behind track and field, and the difference between indoor and outdoor track.
Some of the benefits of doing track and field is you can gain trust in other people and create new friends. Track and field also helps you make new friends because you are with 6th through 8th graders. Track and field events like relays require teamwork and communication to be effective.
My favorite part about track is probably all the running you get to do and the long jump.
Lastly, track and field can help you with other sports too. It can help by making your bones stronger, building muscle, and boosting metabolism. And you can try something new.
I like to watch kids try things that they've never tried before, because most of our kids come in with no experience at track, and watching their growth over the whole season.
She doesn't like.
All right, so our high school track season is going really well. On the girls' side, we have some really strong performances across the leadership board.
Track and field became a big thing in the ancient Greek in 1776 BC and went into the Olympics during 1896 after the first ever high school track meet was held in 1895. Track and field is a sport that includes athletic based on running, jumping, and throwing skills. Most people join track and field to help them condition for their main sport. Track has indoor and outdoor. Cece will be telling us about the differences in indoor and outdoor track and field.
What I know about track and field is that there's lots of different running and field events.
I have never been to an indoor track meet. I have watched indoor track meets on the TV, but that's about it. I think it would be really exciting to go to one. And
There are a few differences between indoor and outdoor track. Indoor tracks are shorter than outdoor. For example, the 100 meters becomes 60 meters. When they are indoors, people are limited to throwing events. It is also proven when people run indoors, their times are slower. This happens because there is no weather like sun or rain, so people have to slow down more often to take their time around the corners. Also, when you are indoors, there are less events. Outdoor track and field is made up of 18 track and 8 field events. However, indoor is made up of 15 track and 5 field events. In middle school, there are no indoor track meets until you get to high school. You have some since the track season is longer.
I would do track next year in 8th grade, but I would not do it in high school.
the other reason, what do I like best about being a track coach? I like seeing all the improvements that the students make from the first practice to the last meet. And it's really exciting to see that this year we had 98 kids out for track, to see how many kids love to be involved in sports.
Hopefully this made you want to try out for track next year.
And if you did track this year,
Hopefully you'll want to do it again next year.
Where do you shop for food?
My toes.
Wrong answer is only where do you shop for food?
Pitching.
Wrong answer is only how old are you?
42.
Wrong answer is only what's the color of the sky?
Purple.
Wrong answer is only what's your favorite song?
Michael Massell.
Wrong answer is only what do you wear to school?
A chair.
Wrong answer is only where do you sleep?
In a public bathroom.
Wrong answer is only what's your favorite color?
Pineapple.
Wrong answer is only what do you keep in the fridge?
My dog.
How many cups of coffee did you drink today?
3. What about you?
5. Many people suffer from caffeine addictions.
Today we'll talk a little bit about them, such as the effects that caffeine has on a body and mind based on age.
What common beverages have caffeine in them?
And some popular facts and myths about caffeine.
There are many effects that caffeine has on your body and mind based on age. Children and adolescents are still developing, and the impact on their nervous and cardiovascular system is still unknown, but too much caffeine can cause increased anxiety, increased heart rate and blood pressure, acid reflux, and sleep disturbance. There are recommended consumption for different ages though. Age 4 to 6 is 45 milligrams, age 7 to 9, 62.5 milligrams, ages 10 to 12, 85 milligrams, and adolescents, 85 to 100 milligrams.
Some signs to look out for caffeine addiction would be if you're over-energized or hyper all the time.
I have noticed because Taylor Kulik likes to drink coffee 24/7. She's really annoying. I heard it stunts her growth. It's probably why she's so short. And they get really hyper, and it's not good for the environment.
energy drinks that have caffeine in them, like Bang, Monster, Red Bull, Celsius, and some hot drinks like coffee, hot chocolate, green tea, a shot of espresso, have a lot of caffeine in them. Also, if athletes consume large amounts of caffeine before doing a sport or working out, it could cause headaches and tiredness, which would be dealable for people who aren't performing a sport after consumption. But for an athlete, it would make performing a sport harder. Go.
I drink soda sometimes. I go to sleep to avoid the effects of caffeine.
Most people believe what they hear about caffeine, such as coffee can stunt your growth and that caffeine keeps you from sleeping. These are all myths. According to WebMD.com, your body quickly absorbs caffeine, but it also gets rid of it quickly. Processed mainly through the liver, some caffeine does stick around in the body for several hours. But for most people, a cup of coffee or two in the morning won't interfere with sleep at night. However, some of these factor myth statements are in fact true, such as the fact that caffeine can cause anxiety. According to DoSomething.org, caffeine has been linked to upping anxiety, sleeplessness, and even causing psychosis. Taken in too high of a dose, caffeine can cause vomiting, convulsions, coma, and even death. So does this mean you shouldn't consume caffeine? No, it means that you should be wary of how much caffeine you consume and whether or not how it could affect your body.
So there really is no positive effect to caffeine, but one thing I would have to say about caffeine is it will help you stay awake if you need it, but too much caffeine is definitely not good for you. You can be very jittery and high-strung and very overactive, and then if you drink too much of it, you can crash at the end of the day way earlier than you wanted to.
We hope that you have got to learn more about caffeine addiction, such as
the effects that caffeine has on our body and mind based on the age, some popular beverages that have caffeine in them and how much,
and some facts and myths of caffeine.
Today we will be experiencing some light drizzles, and throughout the weekend, Saturday, it'll be partly cloudy with a chance of rain on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be partly cloudy with a high of 73 degrees and a low of 64. Now taking it to Brendan Safford in the field. What's it like out there, Brendan?
It is another gorgeous day today. Evan, your predictions spot on for this week, I would say. Really beautiful. And back to the studio.
Until next time on KMS Weather.
In today's segment, we're talking about Six Flags,
Kalahari,
Noah's Ark.
Most people know what Six Flags is. In case you don't, here it is. Great America, right near in Gurnee, Illinois, close to Chicago's, is 304 acres of pure fun. Some rides there are Goliath, Raging Bull, Demon, Superman, Viper, and X-Flight. Each ride gives you a fast rush of adrenaline and fear. Some foods there are that you might enjoy are deep fried Oreos, turkey legs, red velvet funnel cake, corn dogs, and a double bacon cheeseburger. The water park area there has a variety of rides ranging from family tubes to drop slides. Some rides there are Shark Attack, Rip Quill Blaster, Tornado, and the relaxing Yahoo River.
My favorite ride at Six Flags is Superman.
Okay, what's your favorite part about Six Flags?
My favorite part about Six Flags is that you get to ride roller coasters.
My favorite ride is the Raging Bull, and I love that primarily because it is so free-flowing.
Next is the Kalahari. This water park opened in the year 2000 and is owned by a guy named Todd Nelson. He spent over $350 million to build this massive indoor water park. In the beginning, this resort had 80,000 square feet of land, but as of 2008, they expanded that to 93,000, giving it 13,000 more feet. At the time, it was the world's largest indoor water park, says Kalahari Resort Facts.
Probably the water slides. They're a lot of fun. The hotels are really nice. And when you go there around Christmas, sometimes Santa's there, so that's nice.
There are many things you can do at the Kalahari, including food, slides, and rides. Here are a few slides that you can do at the Kalahari. Barreling Baboon, The Smoke That Thunders, Dungeons of Haunt Bay, and Kenya Corkscrew. All these rides are very fun and gives you the thrill of adrenaline.
I'm not sure what the ride is called, but I like all the scary rides. The scarier, the better. That's why I like going there, to get the adrenaline running. So any type of scary ride is my favorite.
Next are some rides that you can do at the Kalahari, G-Force 1 and Maximum Philosophy. These rides are a thriller at the carnival. Finally are some foods you can get there, including steak, burgers, fries, and even 3-course meals that come with sides. The main dishes and a variety of desserts. These are just a few of the things that you can do while you're at the Kalahari.
The final amusement park ride that we're going to talk about is the Noah's Ark. The park was created by Tim and Dan Gantz and later sold to brothers Turk and Jack Waterman. The park started off in 1979, built on 70 acres of land. As of right now, Noah's Ark is the biggest water park in America. Noah's Ark said, "We're also committed to providing the safest, cleanest, and most unforgettable water park experience for the entire family." This just shows how creative a park this is and how much they care about their people. Some of the rides are the Black Anaconda, which is a very scary ride, rated intense. Some more or less intense rides are the Bermuda Triangle, Tadpole Bay, and Flash Flood.
I would say the Cowabunga.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Overall, Noah's Ark is a very fun place and a cool place to go for some fun.
I really like that. It's just a fun place to go. And
Next order. All right, that'll be $7 for one blueberry. And remember, KMS, bring extra money. Amusement parks always cost extra.
Why did the bike fall over? I don't know. Why? It was too tired.
Do you know what day it is? It's Cinco de Mayo!
Hey KMS, today we're talking about Cinco de Mayo, the foods, the history, and traditions.
Have fun learning about this holiday.
Cinco de Mayo is when Mexico got their independence from France, and my favorite food to eat is like churros.
Cinco de Mayo is a holiday that celebrates the date of the Mexican Army's victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War on May 5, 1861. According to History.org, France, however, ruled by Napoleon III, decided to use the opportunity to carve an empire of Mexican territory. Late in 1861, a well-armed French fleet stormed Veracruz, landing a large force of troops and driving President Juarez and his government into retreat.
Cinco de Mayo celebrates the Mexican win over the French Empire in 1862 during that time. My family and I basically go to a traditional Mexican restaurant and have a meal that night, but that is all we really do to celebrate it. Thank you.
Cinco de Mayo is the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla. It's celebrated in several countries. Each one has a different way to celebrate. Mexico celebrates the holiday with parades, parties, maritime music, Mexican folk dancing, and traditional foods. The day is celebrated in the state of Puebla with speeches, parades, and even reenactments of the 1862 battle. In the 20th century, the celebrations came to the United States to celebrate Mexican immigrants' heritage.
A bunch of European countries took over, different countries in Latin America, and one of them was a big battle that happened, and they didn't think that the Mexican army would beat them, but they ended up winning.
My family makes guacamole.
According to the article 11 Authentic Cinco de Mayo Foods and Facts, some of the foods eaten on this day include mole mole poblano, which is the official dish of Cinco de Mayo because it commemorates the victory over the French at the Battle of Puebla. Chilaquiles, tamales, carnitas, barbacoa, fish tacos, Mexican street corn, pozole, guacamole, and more are eaten on this day.
My family makes all the rest of the food, so I just like cooking and making the guacamole.
Okay, so foods that I eat for Cinco de Mayo, probably tamales for sure, because it's a really big celebration food, sometimes with like pork or a green sauce. And I would say mole would be one that I really want to try because it's a big undertaking. It's got lots of different ingredients and spices in it along with chocolate, and I've never made it successfully. Cinco de Mayo means to me more so is time with family.
Remember, KMS staff and students, participating in a variety of holidays helps you understand more.
Growing your mindset is the best way to learn. So how can you learn about other holidays in your life?
This is VR gaming. It's like regular gaming, but instead of seeing and hearing through the computer screen, you see and hear through this headset. To minimize outside distractions, instead of controlling the game through a keyboard or screen, you control it with a remote that has buttons and can sense where it's moved to. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of VR gaming, and at the end you can decide if you think it's good or bad. Virtual reality gaming is a great way to entertain yourself because it has many of the same benefits as normal gaming, such as it helps cope with stress, plan and solve puzzles, and have lots of fun. But virtual reality gaming allows you to be more physically active than regular gaming. Studies have found that using virtual reality for physical activity decreases body fat and increases muscle mass.
Alright, I think VR is a good thing because it can give you experiences that you never had and can take you places that you've never been in the comfort of your living room. I have never played VR myself, but I've watched many people play and it looked really funny and awesome, so I would be very interested in playing VR myself soon.
One of the primary reasons people are drawn to VR is that it provides an immense experience unlike anything else. When you put on a VR headset, you are transported to a completely different world, and your brain is tricked into thinking this new world is real. You can almost feel like you're there.
I think VR is good because it's a big step forward in the progression of technology, and I've also never really tried out VR, but I hope to sometime.
Virtual reality can cause motion sickness because there is a disagreement between what is stimuli from the eyes and inner ear are sending to the brain. One of the main disadvantages is the health risk associated with using VR headsets. Headsets can cause eye problems such as eye strain, headaches, and nausea. VR equipment to be expressive, making it less accessible to some people. Physical discomforts. Using the VR equipment for a long time might negatively affect vision and balance. Metaverse, 3D immersive experience in VR, bring more intense enjoyment to the brain. The subjects are more likely to become addicted to the enjoyment. VR can cause panic attacks, the content frightening, violence, or anxiety provoking. Also, in some individuals, psychological reactions, anxiety, fear, even traumatic stress disorder.
VR is kind of bad because like people are gonna think it's too real and get too much hooked on it. Like they're gonna be on there 24/7. That's what I think, and it's okay. Like I have played VR before, a little bit. This roller coaster game where it simulated you on a roller coaster. But
Okay, that's good.
Lastly, you should know that virtual reality gaming is growing and growing fast. An estimated 171 million people play VR games.
The global VR market size was valued at $28 billion in 2022 and is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 13% from 2023 to 2030.
After all this information about VR, do you think it's good or bad? Aiden and Gregory of the KMS News Team.
Hey, Dad.
How celebrities keep cool?
How?
They have many fans.
Well.
Alright, what we got? Come on, go, Roger, go. You dropped it! Get the remote.
Right next to you.
I said give me the remote, boy. Evan, put some heat on it. You're throwing like a girl.
Dad, I don't want to be out here.
Come on, son, you can do it.
I want to go inside and play video games.
Come on. We play video games when you throw me a heater. Go get it, boy! Go get it! Yeah, that's extra laps for you. Go! Run! I'm just praying he doesn't.
Yeah! Back on!
Come on, Evan! You got this! Juice one, boy!
Oh!
God, again? Oh my god. This is why you shouldn't always be playing Fortnite. Give me your glove. You're done. You're done. We're always playing Fortnite. Don't take it seriously enough. Go home.
skating?
No, but I do know tons.
Teach each other some more things about it.
Alright, let's go.
Skating in middle school, we used to take field trips to the roller skating rink like every quarter if we were well behaved, and since I was so well behaved I got to go on all those field trips and had a lot of fun roller skating, and I loved it ever since. Roller skating, rollerblading, and really love teaching it. Been teaching it for the last 15 years or so.
Earliest roller skates known are from 18th century in Europe. These skates were used in theater and musical performances, possibly to simulate ice skating on stage. Early roller skating was done in a straight line because turning or curving was very difficult with the primitive skate design of the time. Limited to occasional performance prop at the time, roller skating would not see widespread use until 1840s. Waitresses in 1840 beer hall in Berlin used roller skate. Layla Moore says she likes to go roller skating at roller rinks because it gives her time to spend time with her family.
Skating is a great way to spend quality time with your friends. It became very popular in the late 80s. According to the New York Times, back then, some 17 million people were rollerblading, as everyone called it, both for sport and recreation.
And I would rollerblade like daily during the summer. My sisters and I would probably try to do different jumps, and we would do turns, probably nothing super fancy.
Because it's a sport and hobby, there's fun tricks you can learn. There's several different simple ones, like the backward roll and the backward crossovers, and more complex ones like airs and 360s. Rollerblading helps strengthen your core and increases your lower body strength, while also strengthening your arms as you have to swing back.
I've been rollerblading for 2 years now. I rollerblade around my neighborhood. The only trick I know is how to jump.
Lots of people don't know the difference between roller skating and rollerblading.
The difference between rollerblading and roller skates, the wheels look different.
Rollerblading. Rollerblading is used for long distance riding, and they're easier to learn than roller skates.
Are a bit easier to be on because I fell rollerblading one time right before I went to college. I fell flat on my face and I cracked my jaw and I had to get stitches in the back.
Roller skates are used in roller derby. Roller skates are used for more fluid movements, while rollerblading works your whole body like your arms and your legs.
If you want to learn more tricks and how to skate better,
practice.
Thanks, KMS. On to the next story.
Hi everybody, it's time to skate! Woo! Make sure you wear your helmets, skate safe, have a great time. Skating's a blast. Hey! Race, limbo, ice skate. We do lots of fun stuff, so get back to KMS if you're coming back next year. Be ready to skate.
Marcus, get off your phone! Our news story is due.
I'm not.
Social media, while can be seen as a bad thing, has many things that are good. Like you can talk with your friends and family, this way be in touch without having to see them in person. Social media can also help you if you need a good laugh. There are many apps that you can download with funny content, and some apps include Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, and BuzzFeed. Also, there are apps that can listen to music. They help you calm down before bed or help you focus on running outside. Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music, and Tidal are 4 of those platforms. Listening to music can help lower anxiety, blood pressure, and pain, as well as improve sleep quality, mood, mental awareness, and memory. Also, social media helps people get the news and helps people know the weather. So you can download many apps from weather channels that tell you things that you want to know with radars and stats. Many different apps can also encourage you to sleep more by tracking your sleep off your Apple Watch, Fitbit, or phone. These apps will track how long you sleep and what stage of sleep you are in. This can help people get in the habit of having better sleep cycle and help with health conditions.
I feel like our phones are a thing that is just always with us.
I don't use any social media platform.
It can be a very addicting habit to me sometimes.
Social media can cause sleepless nights. Up to 86% of people reported trouble sleeping, having been on their phone before laying down to sleep. People may also get FOMO, which means fear of missing out.
It's horrible because it sometimes has challenges that hurt people and they can get very bad.
Am I addicted to any apps? To be honest with you, TikTok's pretty addicting. Snapchat can be addicting at times. I think in general we kind of crave human interaction and kind of keeping up with our friends, and social media is a great way to do that, but you got to have some healthy boundaries and make sure you're not spending too much time doing it. But it is a good way to unwind and relax, and also a good way to connect with friends.
The three most used apps for teens are Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok is currently the most popular used app, and the website Guardian.com says there is no end of possible answers, and TikTok owns its own phenomenal success to a host of canny choices. Easy-to-use video creation tools blur the line between creators and consumer far more than YouTube had ever managed. A vast library of licensed music allowed teens to soundtrack their clips without fear of copyright strikes. When we hold our phones, it reminds us of moments of intimacy, whether from our childhood or from our adult life. The brain chemical dopamine and love hormone oxytocin, which plays a role in addiction, high kick in. These chemicals also create a sense of belonging and attachment.
My favorite app is Spotify probably, and it's sometimes addicting.
Well, actually, always remember not to be on your phone all the time.
Limit your hours to make sure your mental and physical health is intact.
Congratulations, Leo Gerhardt. Come to Mr. Rose's room to collect your prize.
Thank you.